Welcome back to Wisdom and Life. And today I'm just grateful we are growing. We are at 1,300 subscribers. And if you're watching and you've not subscribed, kindly we are requesting that you subscribe so that we make impact as we continue making these videos. Mostly my videos are about health and just around contemporary issues. And today I'm going to tackle a few tips, especially when you are going for a doctor's visit for chronic illnesses. So today we're just handling those few tips, and I hope someone will be helped. So number one tip is put a reminder. When you're having a chronic illness, you are most likely to forget because the visits are so many. You even don't know which one you were sent for tests. You don't know which one you were sent, I don't know, for a referral, ABCD, ABCD. So you need to put a reminder for you to be able to remember that particular visit. The other thing you need to do is to, because it is appointments that you've been going on and over again, you must have mastered the flow of the processes in the hospital so that you are psychologically prepared and you already know that from one station to another, to another, to another, this is how things are flowing. The other thing that you need to really do is you call the clinic before you go. Most of the time, we just walk in, we have not confirmed. Maybe the doctor is on leave and the secretary, the humans, or the receptionist may have just forgotten. So call the clinic, confirm that that appointment still stands, and be sure to go the time that you have been scheduled. Sometimes when you go earlier, the waiting period will make you agitated, make you irritated, and uh, maybe if you went just a few minutes before your time of appointment, you would have been calm enough for you to wait for the doctor's appointment. Uh, Even as you remember to keep your time of appointment, sometimes you are sent for investigations or blood tests or scans in the previous appointment. What you need to do for that appointment to be efficient and for you not to waste a lot of time, you need to have done those investigations. You need to have done the scans if you are sent for any. Then as you present at the doctor's place, please come with those scans. Don't come without them so that you are again being sent to the lab. You're being sent sijui to the CT scan, to the MRI, to the X-ray. You don't wait for that. Then sometimes if you are paying, depending on the mode of your payment. If it is cash payment, please make sure that you have enough cash for the appointment. And remember, if your drugs are finished, there will be need for a refill. So come with extra money that will be able to cater for medication or even another test. Or I remember my last appointment with chronic illnesses. This is a story for another day, but I can tell you, you can surely have an issue with finances. You're exhausted left, right, and center, including your pockets. The last appointment, of course, I didn't have cash to see the doctor for paying consultation. So what happened when the secretary called? I said, oh, I had forgotten. Let me come next week. But in my mind, I knew that I will do next week because that's when I was going to get some money for consultation. So make sure that you know your mode of payment. If it's cash, make sure you have the cash available so that you're also not going back and forth, back and forth. You can even ask your relatives. You can even ask your friends if you need to reach there. And sometimes we reach there, I can tell you for sure, because paying money every other time as you go to those clinics, they will drain you financially. And there are some doctors who are a bit not understanding in terms of finances. You really have to pay. When I was doing radiotherapy, I used to see the doctor every week. But thank God, the consultation fee was waived. So I was not paying for those consultation fees for those about 4 weeks, because there were 30 days of radiotherapy. Then initially, even as I started, I had gone for a few visits, and I discussed with the doctor and I told him paying 4,000 every visit is going to be expensive for me if it's going to be sustainable. So we agreed, and I was doing half the price. I was paying 2K every time I have gone to visit the doctor. That is the amount I have been paying. So sometimes you need to negotiate with your doctor and see if they can do a discount for you. Even for medication, they will tell you maybe which pharmacy you can buy in, or which chemist you can buy in, or if it's original drugs, you can get generic, but they can still be very effective in your journey of treatment. A medical cover, please make sure that before you go for the next appointment, a pre-auth has been already signed, so that as you wait for the next appointment, you're following up with the approvals. Because sometimes when we see the doctor that morning, then we are rushing with the approvals, it gets so frustrating. I remember there were days when I used to go for chemo, and then by that morning, the medical insurance has not been approved. Then I'm seated there waiting. The secretary is doing emails, and you're so drained emotionally, even physically. You are tired because you are waiting for an insurance to approve, maybe for a test or for the chemo or for whatever procedure that is going to happen. So make sure you do that. Then if it's about medications that maybe you need to do a refill, don't do the pre-authorization the day your medication ends. If you have, just have like a stock for 1 week as you wait for, otherwise you will miss your medication. And in our last video, we talked about drug adherence. Sometimes it is our fault that we are not at pace or at par with our insurance. And even when we are talking about patients' rights, we said that it is your right to be able to know your insurance, what it covers, how it operates, so that you know between the pre-authorization and the approval, how much time do you need for that approval to happen. Otherwise, you're going to be frustrated. If you have been booked for a procedure, you need to follow the instructions to the letter, so that there is no postponement of that particular appointment. Sometimes a patient has been told you need to starve, then they come and they have already had breakfast. Maybe you have been told you need to avoid warfarin or aspirin for this many days before the procedure. Then when they come, they tell you I've just taken this morning. So you need to understand the instructions so that you do not miss your appointment, or you do not miss the procedure that needs to happen. Something else that you need to know is if you have issues with the language barrier, because medical treatment requires you to really understand and be part of the process. And sometimes it can be as simple as you not being able to understand the language of the doctor. Maybe they are speaking in English or Kiswahili, whatever the language they are speaking in. And maybe you are not very fluent with that particular language. You need to carry a family member along, or someone that you trust, because medical issues are quite confidential, quite private, and sometimes you do not want other people listening in to what the doctor or what you are discussing with the doctor. So be sure to carry a family member so that they are able to, or a friend or someone you trust, so that they're able to translate or tell you what the doctor is saying. You can give them your questions so that they can ask the doctor on your behalf. When you're in the doctor's clinic, it's also important to remember a few of these things. One is to listen carefully. Listen to what the doctor is saying. You need to hear, you need to see. Sometimes what he has written on a prescription or you are in the pharmacy and they have written on the prescription with very small letters, and you have issues with your eyesight, you are not going to adhere, because the whatever they have written is in small, or is in small font, and you're not able to see that. So just make sure that you are hearing properly. Make sure you're also seeing clearly. Then ask all the questions that you need to ask. Sometimes when we are in the clinic with the doctor, I don't know, I'm not sure what usually happens, but we are so much tensed that we are remembering even outside the clinic after we have finished with the doctor. I don't know if it's the doctors who are intimidating, or it's the hospital environment which is intimidating. So when I've just left the doctor's clinic, I remember, oh, I didn't ask about this or that. It may just be important for you to even just jot down a few things. I know personally, because I'm having amnesia from chemotherapy, I have issues with memory processes. So what I do even before, when I'm coming to do a shoot like this one, I have to jot down, because otherwise when I'm just talking, I'll forget some things. So again, it comes to self-awareness. You understand yourself properly. Maybe the hospital will be intimidating, the environment will be intimidating for you, or the doctor, or their English, or whatever it is. I don't know, but you know yourself better. Just write down the things of your concern. If you're having medication and that medication you are having some side effects, please let the doctor know that you're having 1, 2, 3 side effects, so that the doctor can give an antidote, or they can do another prescription with a different drug that may serve the same purpose. So please voice your issues, voice your concerns. You also need to share with the doctor your progress. Sometimes the doctors are frustrated because the patient is not telling them that they are doing well. They have issues all the time. They're complaining. Even when they're doing well, they're not letting the doctor know that that pain that was on my back is decreasing. They will always say, I'm in pain, I'm in pain. Try and be as honest as you can, try and be as accurate as you can. It informs the decisions that they're making next. As we are still talking about progress while you are talking to the doctor, it's also very important to mention the changes that you have noticed. Those changes may be as a result of maybe the treatment that you are using. For example, change in weight, change in sleeping patterns, change in your skin color, change of your energy levels. They could just be as a result of either the disease process or the treatment that you are using. It is important that you mention those things to the doctor. I know I've mentioned about language barrier issues, that you need to come in with a relative, a family friend, or someone you trust. Sometimes it may not just be for the sake of the language barrier. Sometimes it could be because of psychological, psychosocial support. You just need someone to be there with you. You just need someone maybe to carry your bag. You just need someone to give you some water when you need, someone to buy you some fruits when you need. Then you also need someone maybe to assist you with mobility if you are weak, or you are using a wheelchair, or you're having difficulties going up the stairs. You just need that person with you. They can also be very, very useful in terms of even going to the lab to pick your blood tests results, or you can send them for the CT scans, the X-rays, the MRIs. If you are alone, some of these things may be overwhelming, or sometimes you may be very tired. If you are changing doctors, maybe you want to seek a second opinion, or you've gotten a referral, it's also very important that you are thorough in the information that you give. Instead of starting from scratch, it's important you tell your symptoms, you tell what has been done with the previous doctor, you carry your drugs, or you even come with the ones that you have finished, or a prescription, so that the doctor is able to know these were the drugs that you are using. You can carry the tests, results, the scans, and then maybe you just let the doctor understand why you are changing. Maybe you are seeking a second opinion, or it is the previous doctor that has referred you to them. So I hope this information helps you today as you continue with your regular checkups. We last time talked about adherence, and the adherence is a part. Going for the clinics is part of adherence, especially in chronic illness. It can be so fatiguing, it can be so tiring, it can be so frustrating. And we've mentioned sometimes because it's time consuming, you may not even have the time to go. Because it's financially draining, you may not have the finances to go. But you can work around whatever challenge that you may be experiencing so that you are not defaulting on your health. Your health is the greatest asset that you have. For you to be able to educate those children, you need to be healthy. For you to be able to go for that work, you need to be healthy. For you to be able to continue with that investment, you need to be healthy. So try and invest in your health as much as you can. Try and keep to those appointments as much as you can. Try and adhere to those medications as much as you can. Just be your own friend, first and foremost. When you are your own friend, when you love yourself, when you understand that you need you for you to do the things that you love, for you to take care of the people who depend on you, then you'll be able to do the right thing. If you don't have money, please don't keep quiet. Get your friends, tell them. I know people get tired, but when it's in chronic illness, people will understand that actually she has been going for these clinics for over 2 years now. Why can't you support? Because we do not know about our tomorrow. Today it is me, tomorrow it may be you. And we live in an Ubuntu society where we are a clan, we are the same tribe, especially when it comes to problems. I know people fight for their own spaces, they want to shine in various forms, but when it comes to health, as Kenyans, I know we come together, we support one another, we show the love, and even for the people we do not know, how many times have we contributed to pay bills of people we do not know? But because we are moved with what they are going through, then you can support with whatever that you have. Another thing is that don't be shy. Don't be maybe proud. Sometimes we are we are proud to even receive the help that would have come. Maybe you had a status. We don't refuse. You are a CEO. You are whoever you are. But sickness does not respect any person. It brings you to a level where we are all equal, equalizes us, and we have to even seek support from the lowest that you ever thought of. So thank you so much for watching this episode. I am glad you came. And please, if you are watching and you have not subscribed, kindly keep supporting us so that we are able to make the impact that is highly needed. See you in the next video. God bless you so much.